Welcome back to the I Am series, where we explore and build the relationship with self through thought-filled presentations using me talking, mantras, meditation, and special guests. This episode is about wonder. And I'm Lisa. I am your facilitator and hostess of the I Am series. Since episode one, in episode one, I outlined how things were going to look, and it was kind of complicated, and I didn't have a YouTube channel at the time. So things are totally simple now. I record, I post, you watch. And if you subscribe, then apparently YouTube just lets you know when I post. So there's no even looking for me. Yes, we have a special guest already scheduled for episode 4, and that is really looking forward to that. So, back to wonder and episode 2. I ended last episode with the poem "No Way the 100 Is There" by Lori Malaguzzi. Lori Malaguzzi was the founder of the Reggio Emilia program. It's an early childhood education program that's used in a region of Italy called Reggio Emilia, the region of Emilia. This approach to educating children is based hugely on the culture of the area and celebrating their art, food, and community. The children are encouraged to be curious, follow their interests, ask questions, experiment, to test their theories in a safe, supportive environment. The guiding principles of this approach, as outlined in Authentic Childhood, Experiencing Reggio Emilia in the Classroom, 2nd edition by Susan Fraser, includes, but isn't limited to, relationships, the importance, physically, like how things are placed around in a classroom and displayed, social relationships, and even the intellectual relationship and how to express it. Transparency. This is creating transparency in the environment using light, mirrors, reflection, and it also is metaphoric. Transparency in the openness of ideas and creating. Respect, and showing respect for children, families, teachers, and the environment. Reciprocity, valuing interaction and the exchange of ideas. They also have the image of a child. So this is an image, a thought, a conception of the child as a competent, inventive being that is full of ideas. Then there is also 100 languages of the child, and that is encouraging children to make a symbolic representation, and it's the teacher's job to provide the material and the questions and the means for the kids to express this. So once again, I'm going to go to the poem by Lori Malaguzzi, "No Way the 100 Is There." The child is made of 100. The child has 100 languages, 100 hands, 100 thoughts, 100 ways of thinking, of playing, of speaking. 100, always 100. Ways of listening, of marveling, of loving. 100 joys for singing and understanding. 100 worlds to discover. 100 worlds to invent. 100 worlds to dream. The child has 100 languages and 100 more. But they steal 99, the school and the culture separate the head from the body. They tell the child to think without hands, to do without head, to listen and not to speak, to understand without joy, to love and marvel only at Easter and Christmas. They tell the child to discover the world that is already there, and of the 100, they steal 99. They tell the child that work and play, reality and fantasy, science and imagination, sky and earth, reason and dream are things that do not belong together. And thus they tell the child that the 100 is not there. The child says, no way, the 100 is there. So they took the 99 from us. And that's what I want to inspire, to reconnect us all with, that love and wonder for the world and self, thinking outside of that one by one box that they told us to think in, and to think in this 100 by 100 by 100, or 100, 100, 100 by 100, 100, 100, as a child knows there is, box that we are meant to explore. That's a big box, damn near infinite. Definitely a lot of hundreds out there because I had to say them. And like any other journey, it begins with one step. Regaining wonder to me is a most wonderful first step. It's a little step, but it's huge. It reconnects us to ourselves, to the world around us, to what we are curious about, and to being in each present moment. Curiosity and wonder go hand in hand. In Brain Wiener, or on Brian Wiener, oh my goodness, dyslexia, brianwiener.com, BrianWeiner.com. The article, Mystery Creates Wonder, and Wonder is the Basis of Man's Desire to Understand, says, wonder is founded in curiosity, and these unique qualities have driven the humans to become the dominant species on planet Earth in our current state. Wonder comes with fascination, and fascination drives the insatiable curiosity that causes a mind to explore, consider, attempt, modify, rethink, and attempt again. Unquote. A mind that wonders is a curious mind. A mind that wonders is an active mind. When one wonders, one becomes open to the possibilities and actualities. When one wonders, they become open to creativity, basic facts, old ideas, new ideas, how things actually are, and with the possibilities of what they can become. And why am I sharing all this? It is because of principles such as these that facilitate curiosity and wonder, not just in children, but in anyone at any age. I say wonder, curiosity, along with self-acceptance and innate creativity. That's creativity that we all have. We all have creative expression. Are keys to regaining the 99. And they possibly are even the 99. And I'm not the only one who thinks this way. I'm definitely not unique in this. The article, The Importance of Being Curious, and adaptation information from the book, 4 Reasons Why Curiosity is Important and How to Develop it by Donald Latimahina. There we go. gives 4 reasons why curiosity is so important, including that it brings excitement into your life. This article suggests to keep an open mind. Don't take things at face value. Ask questions relentlessly. Don't label something as boring. See learning as fun, and have diversity in reading. And gives an example of picking up a magazine that you normally wouldn't. Then give it a flip through and see what's there. A little something new. Doesn't have to be intensive. So does this sound familiar? Kind of like the Reggio Emilia approach, right? So back to children and the article, The Wonder Approach to Learning. I guess it's not just children, because it's us too, right? By Catherine Lecuyer, October 2014, from frontiersin.org. That's FRONTIERSIN.org, states, wonder is what makes life genuinely personal. Beauty is what triggers wonder. Wonder attunes to beauty through sensitivity and is unfolded by secure attachment. When wonder, beauty, sensitivity, and secure attachment are present, learning is meaningful. And isn't life learning? I love this article, and I really had to rein in my yellow highlighter and Sharpie because there was so much in it that made me go, yes. Like this quote from G.K. Chesterton. He's a British author. The defendant she uses is absolutely brilliant. As we walk the streets and see below us those delightful bulbous heads, 3 times too big for the body, which mark these human mushrooms, we ought to always remember that within every one of these heads, there is a new universe, as new as it was on the 7th day of creation. In each of these orbs, there is a new system of stars, new grass, new cities, new seas. Isn't that awesome? In this article, she distinguishes between wonder and curiosity, saying that wonder is much more than simple curiosity. She says the scope of wonder goes beyond curiosity. Curiosity is the urge to explain the unexplained, the urge to explain the unexpected, or the urge to know more, and may be an instinctual response. Wonder is the desire to know the unknown, as well as the already known. She also goes on to make a connection between wonder and beauty and how ugly factors into it. Beauty triggers wonder. She writes on page 3, when wonder encounters reality, it attunes to its beauty. And it is said that there's beauty in all things. And some may argue that vehemently, but that is what is said. Children may be fascinated. Their mind might be paralyzed before an ugly thing, but it does not trigger wonder. And I absolutely love that quote from her. Another important component to facilitating wonder is personal safety and security. One cannot live in a life of wonder if they are living in a life of survival. Survival is imperative. So if it is threatened, it becomes paramount to ensure that you are safe. And so that is your dominating, your dominating feeling, observation, knowing. But that doesn't mean that a life that's currently being lived in survival mode can't experience wonder. Even in life in survival mode, there's moments of peace and quiet. And these are moments where wonderment can emerge. There's even times when the wonderment is so powerful that it totally and completely overrides that fight, flight, freeze instinctual thing and expresses itself. So it's easier to live in a life of wonder if you're not in survival mode, but you can still have wonder in your life no matter what mode your life is in. Oh, I was recently blessed with a new companion on Ukrainian Orthodox Christmas, a 4-month-old tuxedo kitten. So for anybody who doesn't know what a tuxedo is, those are the cats that are mostly black with white, and it looks like they're wearing a little tuxedo with a white shirt and paws and socks, gloves, and shoes. And sometimes they have little faces. Oscar has it. Anyway, his name is Oscar Bean, and he came from an adoption shelter with the name Oscar. And I added Bean. Why? Well, husband guy and I, on our road trips, we like to stop at this one particular coffee shop, and there was a kitten there that I wanted to catnap so bad. And we were talking about it on the way home, and he said, yeah, and you could name it Bean. I said, oh, that's cute. Why? Because, Coffee Bean, because he is from a coffee shop. And he said, no, because he's a cute little bean. I love it. And so then when I saw Oscar, I was like, oh yeah, I just have to add Bean. So now he's Oscar Bean. And he gives me cuteness aggression. Like, no, cuteness aggression is like, he is so cute and adorable. I just want to go up to him and just give him way too much affection. You know what I mean? Like, cuteness aggression. But I'm not talking about Oscar Bean to talk about my aggressive issues, but with the way he's reconnected me with the wonder, with the adventure, the curiosity. Here's a few examples. I was getting down on the floor with him because bending over gets tiring, and wow, the perspective of the house really changed. And I was crawling on the floor after him and feeling the textures of what was beneath me. That was like a new, and okay, this is really neat. This is a new way to look at life. And oh, I'm sure too that crawling improved my coordination. And that is something I'm going to touch on in the next episode with play on how there's studies that, yeah, if you're uncoordinated, crawl and it will improve. They actually do this in therapies. But anyway, let's see what else. Oh, yeah, looking at him look at things upside down. He would hop up on his chair and he would lay on his back and hanging his head off the back of the chair, looking at everything upside down. And I'm like, wow, I want to do that. That looks so much fun to look at things from those perspectives. And yeah, even the way he does it, you can tell he's getting joy from it. I have bought him so many toys, including a really cute, cool stuffed little dragon. This cat, his favorite toys is an elastic that he found. I don't know where he found it. Pea pods and green beans. Oh yeah, Bean loves beans, right? But he'll pounce on them and throw them around and hide from them. Oh, and he'll hide them, bury them or from his roommate sisters. Oh, I was eating pea pods when we first got him, and he was very curious on what I was eating. So I showed him, and he grabbed it from me and ran away and started playing with it. So that's how we found out that he likes doing that. And his curious muse. Answer curious question. Yeah, he's awesome. Anyway, this preludes into the meditation journey I would like to take you on. I want you to, or the intention of this is to be a baby animal, not a newborn, but a youth, one that is able to get around and is relatively self-sufficient. I highly suggest that you make it a domestic animal pet, like, we're doing domestic animal pet. And I highly suggest mammals like a dog, cat, bunny. You can be an arachnid if you want, or a, reptile. That's the one. But I really don't think some of the things that I'm going to be mentioning in the meditation will really go with those kinds of animals, but it's up to you. Adapt. If that's your favorite, go for it and adapt along the way. All right. So the meditation journey intention is to be a domestic youth pet. The home you've been adopted into is kind and perfect for you. You're completely safe, and the environment is a stimulating one. I invite you to get comfortable before we begin here. Right? Okay. Close your eyes and breathe in and out. Any tension that you feel during breathing, just intend for the tension to relax and ease. Okay? Now go breathe in again. Feel how much better that was, how much easier that was. Just beautiful. Okay. This time, when you breathe in, visualize, sense, know, feel your breath go past your lungs to the base of your belly with ease. Now calmly, slowly, with ease and flow, release the breath and let your breath come back to your center of self. Nice. This next breath, pull it all the way down to your feet. Sense, know, feel it go all the way down to your soles and the tips of your toes. When you exhale, exhale all the way up to the top of your head, to the very top of your crown. With this next inhale, visualize, sense, know that this breath is going past your feet into the earth, grounding you, connecting you to earth. On the exhale, visualize, sense, know your breath zooms past the crown of your head and connects you with your source. As you breathe in again, let your breath settle within yourself, knowing you're grounded, connected, and centered. Now I invite you to find a comfortable breathing pattern, and we'll begin. Now, while keeping your actual eyes closed, imagine that your domestic baby animal eyes open. You are curled up, waking from a most wonderful nap in your most favorite sleeping spot. It's warm, it's cozy. You get up and you stretch. If you're a puppy, maybe give your head a bit of a shake. If you're a kitten, you can arc your back and stick up your tail and stretch. Ah, that feels good. Or if you're a bunny, you can reach back your back paw and give your little ears scratch. Whatever your little animal does when it wakes up to get going. You breathe in. The smell of the air smells of comfort and a hint of something new. Tip, tap. What is that? Your ears perk up. A new sound. Tip, tap. Reluctantly, pulled by curiosity, you venture away from your cozy haven. You paddle along, and you can feel the texture of the floor beneath your paws. The texture, the temperature, what is it? Rough? Smooth? Bumpy? Slippery? Definitely not as warm as when you were curled up cozy and you had your paws all tucked up underneath you. So you continue venturing down the hallway, pulled by the sound. Tip, tap. What is that? Tippity tap, tap. You pause. Then curiosity gets you to quicken your pace and move along quickly. Then the sound gets louder. Tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tap, tap. The sound seems to be coming from above you. You pause again. You look up. You tip your head from side to side, peering up, looking all over above you. You see a ceiling, maybe a light. Nothing new here, except there's those tippity tap noises coming from up there. Tip, tap. What is that? You continue to paddle along, pulled by the need to know, a desire, thirst, longing to have the curiosity to know what this new thing is satisfied. Tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tap, tap. You enter a space where it's like being outside, but it isn't. You've sat here many times before, watching, seeing everything out there, but not being able to get to it. Yet. The room is different from when you came in here so many times before. It's not as only is there this new sound, but it looks different. It smells different too. The smell reminds you of when your human gives the plants water and your drinking dish, but further away. The room isn't bright, but it isn't dark either. Your human is curled up with a hot drink, a blanket, and a book. And what you are sure is their first favorite spot to be, and their second favorite napping spot. This is your second favorite napping spot too, even if they're not there. Tippity tap. What is that? Usually, it's easy to see outside. But what is this? This is blurry. Tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tap, tap. And a movement. You can see it. Flickers of light. Movement streaming down. Feeling safe and brave, you approach and sniff. And you jump back a bit. Not because it smelled badly, but because there was no smell at all. You reapproach and sniff again. No new smell. Interesting. You raise your nose to the air and sniff. But there is a new smell here. You sniff the window again. But no, the new smell is not coming from there. You quickly forget about smelling because movement catches your eye. You sit. You tilt your head side to side. One side, the other. Watching intently as shiny streaks slide down. More movement catches your eye. Then louder. Tippity-tap, tippity-tap. Another fluid movement catches your eye. Hey, this. Yes. You know this stuff. You bite at it. But you're met with a hard, unexpectedly hard surface. You pull back, confused. You watch some more. Tippity-tap, tippity-tap. Tentatively, you reach out your paw to touch it. Once again, you're met with a hard surface. Huh. Again, you reach out, trying to paw at the movement again. To be met, more expectedly, but with the same confusion with this barrier. You sit back and you watch the streaks sliding, flowing, movements sparkling. You listen to the tippity-tappity. You sniff at the air again, smelling that scent. Huh. You tip your head to the side again and reach out with your paw again and paw at the window, expecting the hard surface, but still curious to the feeling of the texture you see. And if the stuff is what you think it is, it should have a feeling, should be sticking to you, making you wet. You paw at the window once more, just to be sure, and are met again with this hard surface. A little perplexed and still very curious, you hop up on the chair with your human and curl up, making yourself comfortable. You're curled up so you can see and still watch the sparkling streaks blur your view outside. Your ears are perked and alert, listening. Tippity-tap, tippity-tap. You continue to watch the streaks flowing down. Tippity-tap, tippity-tap. The sound of the noise and the flow of the movement begins to hypnotize and lull you. Tippity-tap, tippity-tap. Your ears relax. Your breathing slows. Your little animal eyes close. Tippity-tap, 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 tap, tap. Your domestic animal self, feeling safe, comfortable, and infinitely still curious, drifts off to dreamy bliss to the tippity-tap of the rain. As your domestic animal self falls happily asleep, your human self slowly comes back to the here and now, becoming completely present, feeling refreshed and calm and curious, with the spark of wonder and curiosity still awakened, ready to be acknowledged and used regularly, if not always. Breathing in and out, slowly coming back with each breath. Wiggle your toes, stretch, move, and breathe. And I'll give you another moment to finish coming back. So, how was that? All right, so homework. Last week's homework was hug yourself, and I gave myself a really good hug. I needed it. It was a rough day, but I only remembered to do it because I was getting ready to do these recordings and I was thinking about it. But you know what? It doesn't really matter why I remember. I did. Okay. Then, as much as I could use more hugs, I didn't give myself any until it was Friday night when I was scripting again. And hugging yourself and meaning it, wow, adding personal like affirmations and love for self words, wow, even more powerful. Like this is going to be a topic soon, is self-speak. And so yeah, that was my experience with the self-hugging. I'm very much a hugger with my family and my loved ones, but yeah, I need to include myself more in that. So this week's homework is to find and do something childlike, not childish, but childlike. The intention is not to annoy the people, which doing childish things can do, but to reconnect with those things that bring us joy and wonder and that part of self. You can blow bubbles, bubble juice. That's why I call it from early childhood days. Do not shake the bubble juice. It will make it less bubbly when you blow it. It kind of uses up its bubbliness kind of thing. So blow bubbles, crawl around, be like Oscar Bean and hang upside down and look at things from a completely different perspective. You can do this once. You can do this once a day. But like the hugging, the more you do it, the more you're going to get out of it. So next week, we are going to explore about play, how it affects us mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and how to play more. So until next time, ripples.